Welcome everybody to yet another video. Today we're going to do something a little different. No stream today. I do apologize for that. We're getting back at it Monday with Fast Food Sim, and I'm actually really excited for that because we are going full open, full send, including drive-through open, front counter, all that fun stuff, plus testing out maybe a addition to a mod that that's already out there. So today what we're going to do, I'm sure in 2025 y'all are used to using console commands and mods and all that fun stuff between Minecraft, Ark, Fallout, yada yada yada, everything out there. But really what I want to do today is touch on how to add mods to Fast Food Sim. I think that's the most convoluted part of any mod these days is where the heck do I save stuff? So let's get right in it here. We're going to go boopity boop. And not die. I gotta switch this monitor over. It's fine. It is okie dokie. All right, so here we go. First and foremost, all of our mods are going to be in Nexus here. One of the cool things about these mods is with the script extender that we're using, it is written in Lua, which I think is pretty coola. It makes it, Lua is very common game language, if you will. So I think it's pretty cool. Once you start learning, you can definitely add on here to these mods. So anytime you go into a mod, one of the cool things about Nexus and some of these mods is they do list the requirements for what they need here, and they tell you where to place it. So I think that's pretty cool. So once you go into our GitHub link here, you've got to scroll quite a ways down to version 3.0.1. That's the latest as of Valentine's Day of 24. It's no big deal that we're over a year later. No big deal at all. So what you're going to do from there, you're going to scroll all the way down, and you're going to want to click on this guy to download it. I've already done that, as you can see here, but for the sake of the video, I hate it when people are like, I've already done that, so let's move on. But we're not going to do that. So you're going to come down here, you're going to open it up, and we are going to extract. Now, I know that the documentation says extract it to a location or to your working location. I don't recommend doing that. The reason I've done this far too long, and I always like to keep copies of stuff on hand, just in case you do decide at one point to update to the latest and it breaks stuff. So what we're going to do, so we're still in download, so I still have that copy. I'm going to take that. Did I leave one open? Nope. So next what you're going to do is you're going to take that. You're going to go to the location. Sometimes if you save it to your C drive, it's in program files. You're basically going to find your working directory for the game. Now we're going to go Project Bakery, binaries, Win64 here. We're going to take those and boom shakalaka. We're going to paste them there. Now we'll get into the mod folder in a bit. Some of the directions do talk about launching the game once you've done that. So it creates different files in there. I really haven't noticed a whole lot, but we're going to follow the instructions at least to this point. So we are going to quit skis here. Okay. Quit skis, and now we're going to go back. Okie dokie. So I did have one open. Coolio. So one of the ones that I really want to work with right now, for a couple different reasons, is this faster staff mod. Now it does work. You do have to do some changes. Otherwise, it breaks. Table 6 is notorious for breaking. And then picking up trays in a non-standard spot, or if you have your process picking up those trays, it breaks. You can fire your waiter, but I think that's just, would you go on? This cap has been giving me problems all day. Almost spilled it. So, last updated December 20th. Now, there's some things missing from here, which is also why I wanted to work on this today. So what we're going to do here, you do have to sign in. You do have to create a free account to download these. No big deal. Free. they're not that big. So we're going to take our slow download. Maybe. There's so much on this page. Yeah, we're here. Okay. So faster staff, we are going to do the same thing. Again, for me, it's all about keeping copies. Done it far too long, and it's been kind of screwed me over. So from our downloads, we're going to take the entire directory there once we have, so I guess it does create a log. Take that entire directory we just extracted there, and we're going to paste it in our mods. Now we're not done. We're going to open up our mods.txt. We're going to go down to a new line, and we're going to take the name of it, faster staff, space, colon, space, 1. And then we're going to save. So this enables, that mod for it. Oh, no, that's the other one. This enables the mod for it. So this is our close. Some of the documentation you're going to see for these mods wants you to put a semicolon, much like PHP or anything else that just breaks that line. The cool thing about this one is you see here that every line is open essentially, but then this one semicolon is enough. That sounded weird. Semicolon is enough to close that out. So we're good to go. So now what we can do is we can load it, and then we'll have faster staff. Now, here's the thing though. That only works for our server and our busser because of when it came out versus the AI Stalker. Now, let's look at the documentation here. Let's go back to our descriptor. So it does talk, you can adjust the speed in the mods, and there's our file name by changing the value. There's our walk speed. Now, so here's the deal. It's a coding language. Lua is a coding language just like anything else. You can launch your config file in Notepad. 5,000 is great, and it actually does work for the most part, although moving too fast, some of they do get stuck. So I've done it at 3,000, and that seems to work quite well. So I think that's pretty cool. What I actually want to look at now is... Ooh, Visual Studio Code. I didn't know I had... you know what? Screw it. Let's look at VS Code here. Let's see if it opens. I want to open. Okie dokie. So what I want to look at here in this, by the way, I know nothing of Lua, but I know enough about coding languages that I can probably break some stuff here. So as you can see here, so this is our busser and our server. Or then AI character set property max walk speed. Okay. I'm sure there's probably an easier way to do this and simpler, but again, I have no idea what I'm doing with Lua, but I know enough to know, I know enough to be dangerous. So what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to take this line, I'm going to copy this guy, and I'm actually going to Tabaruski. Restocker AI. I don't know if this is actually the name. I would like to assume this is it, but we're gonna find out. Okay, so loop sync. So that's our default, which is fine. If full name match, busser, or full name match. Okay. Again, I have no idea if this is going to work or break. Basically, yeah, I'm not going to update that. I mean, this is all for you guys, right? So, okay, and we're going to save. Either this is going to completely break, or... Let's see. Let's just see what happens here. It'd be really cool if it did work, though. Then I can be like, I know Lua. I don't know Lua. kind of hear it too in the mic. Don't care. All right. By the way, too, while we're working on this, there was the update done, the much anticipated update. Please don't complain about it. Listen, these guys are working really hard. So suck it is all I got to say to complainers. All right, so let's... Okay, so those guys work just fine. I left that door open. Okay. Okay, I didn't leave that door open. So what I want to test here... I guess I could have done this on the other one. So we got to test the AI stalker speed if that worked. Hiring. Let's hire our restocker. So it is restocker. I want to slow the cashier down so much. Like, I can't begin to tell you. So I'm just going to order a bunch of stuff here. We're going to test this out, too, to see if it works. See if old boy here moves faster. Here we go. If he moves really fast, then we're good. Let's see. So part of it, too, is the name. Got it. It works. It works. I know Lua. I don't know Lua. Okay. That's it for those. Okay, let's exit. Let's review this. So if you wanted to, you could thermoretically copy this, paste it below, change that. Yeah, but you don't really want to slow him down, though. Okay. That's cool. We're going to leave that there. All right. I want to look at... So I want to show you guys one more here. And I actually think... So let's actually take these two here. So this customer flow balancer. I hear kiddos coming down. This ought to be good. We're going to take our customer flow balancer. We're going to throw that in there. Mods. So this one there is... a particular way to do this. Customers flow balancer, boom shakalaka. And then what I'm also going to do while I'm in here, I'm actually going to take this. Where's my other one here? Fry timer mod, because this one's a little different. I'm going to throw that in here. Where's our TXT faster staff? Okay. We're going to enable both of those. So if you wanted to do drive-through only, there is a mod for drive-through only. It's by the same guy who does the customer's flow balancer, and he has some particular, a particular order in which you install those or activate those. Customer's flow balancer goes first, and then our drive-through goes second. So that's why I'm putting that there. So the fryer timer mod, there is actually a reason behind my madness there. And the documentation. So if you run it, it's actually it'll break your game if you don't make this change. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and open this bad boy up here. We're gonna do it in the old notepad, and so we're gonna go down to debug, console enabled 0. We actually need to change that to 1 per document, and we're gonna save, and then that is good there. So what I'm going to do here, we're going to go back because I don't quite know what they are here. Customer patience is great. Faster staff orders monitor. We don't need that anymore. Customer flow balancer is in here. So thermoretically, this one is supposed to do it based on difficulty in your restaurant's popularity. However, I haven't noticed that. That's fine. If it's one of those, if you know Lua, then it's no big deal there. So this is essentially our commands. Again, this just goes back to if you're familiar with using console commands. Dude. If you're familiar with console commands, then I really think this is going to be no big deal for you. So we're going to go in, we're going to create again. We're going to go to that save. We're going to play skis. Play skis for you skis. Thanks for doing that. Okay, so F10 is going to be our key binding here, and you can see I've already done some here. Our ped flow, and then what was the other one there? Car flow, ped flow, and car flow. So car flow does change your, so car flow 100 is obviously, that is wrong. There it is. So that is our normal. That's what your default is. So if you wanted to slow it down, then you slow it down. If you wanted to make it nightmarish, you would up it. So ped flow is the other one. This is your walk-ins. And again, 100 is your default. You can go up, you can go down. My suggestion, if you've watched or played yourself with your crew, I would set your ped flow or your car flow up to about 150 or so. Leave your ped flow the same. You can do what you want, of course. Now, you can use these mods with friends. As far as I know, they don't have to load it. You do have to be the host, and it has to be loaded on your machine for those to work. I think ultimately, in the end, mods are really easy to work with here. Doing a couple of courses on Lua might get you there. Of course, you can probably peruse through your, let's see, where is it again? Not there. Okay, cool. I exit out of it. You could probably peruse through some of the coding on here. So once you get in, you could probably get through some of the code, look at it, parse it out, figure out what things are. If you're not that in tune, what I would do is I would look through current mods. That gives you kind of an idea of what things are. You know, you could, I talked about in one of my streams of having a ding when a car rolls up. You could absolutely probably go back to our fryer ding and kind of use that same idea there. It all is in Lua, but you have to target each aspect. So absolutely, you could probably take our only drive-through along with our fryer timer mod, and you can have a ding set up there. I think it'd be pretty nifty, but that's pretty much it there. All right, guys, listen, that's mods in a nutshell. Super simple. Go out, learn yourself some Lua, and you'll be able to target certain things. You'll be able to, help extend the life of the game. Much like anything else, mods do extend the life. You're not, taking over for those devs. They're going to make the base game, and you're going to create some cool stuff to go on top of it. Guys, I love you so much. Back on Monday again. Also, check out the description there. There's a lot of ways you can help our community. I would ask that you do, or at least look through those. But guys, I love you so much, and we'll see you Monday.